gonna be cold in my intros from now on, just hi. Do you like that? Welcome back. My name is Gabrielle and I'm recording during the day again. I've been falling asleep earlier at night and waking up in the morning because of probably this new medication I'm taking, but that's not what this video is for. In today's video, I wanted to talk about my favorite songs from 2021 and get ready in the Get Ready With Me video. I haven't done one in a while and I am a makeup channel. So if you're interested in makeup that I'm probably not going to mention but we'll put in the description, and music, then hang out and subscribe and we will start. 2021 in music, it was fine. Like, I wouldn't say it was a bad year in music at all, but 2020 was a lot better. I don't have like my favorite album of the year for 2021. Like, I really don't have an answer for you. Whereas in 2020 I had 5 answers. And I feel like this year, like, there was definitely some good music that came out, but you know, it wasn't like as much. Like, I feel like in 2020 we were eating, you know? So that's why I decided to do a video on songs, which I should probably start talking about now. The first song is from Little Sims. It's called I Hate You, I Love You. Sorry, I Love You, I Hate You. This song really spoke to me. Just look at the lyrics. It really spoke to me. It was honestly kind of perfect. I will say the only thing I'll say about in the ways that I don't relate to the song, I guess, is she's nicer than I am. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a very personal song, you know. I also do really like her single Introvert. I think it's really fun. Like, I hear Beyonce influence. I don't know if I'm like reaching with that, but it really kind of sounds like Beyonce influence. For all I know, she's probably like, no, what the fuck? Just really good rap music. It's Little Sims. For this next song, I want to make this up to you by saying this is the only man on my list. Unintentionally. Oh, there's another guy. Oh, there's another guy. Okay, he's not the only. Unintentionally, this list was mostly women, so he's one of the very few men. Jail by Kanye West. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm not one of those people that thinks that Donda was a super good album. Like, it was fine, but I feel like I liked half the songs. And if I like half the songs, then I don't think that the album is really that good. Like, you guys remember that album Childish Gambino put out in 2020? I liked half the songs and I wouldn't go back to it. Like, it just felt very like, what are you doing? That's kind of also how I felt about Donda. Like, he collaborated with losers. And, you know, I speak for the people who think Kanye is a bigoted person. Like, at least I can admit that I have a problematic fave. People are out here standing Chris Brown saying he did nothing wrong. I can admit that Kanye is not, you know, my ideal person. I also have a strong feeling that he's gonna tour and come to Chicago because duh, the fuck. I said this on Twitter that I'm just gonna start my apology tour now. Or I'm gonna start planning my apology tour now, you know, with COVID and stuff. Jail by Kanye West is really fun. Like, it's one of those songs that I could see why people wouldn't like it, but I fucking love it. It's important to look at something that you like and understand why people wouldn't like it, which is Kanye West. Me and Danny kind of, I think he's gonna do Lala. So, you know, it would make it easier for me to see Kanye instead of like knowingly buying his tickets. I could just buy a ticket for Lala and be like, oh, I don't know what happened. I just tripped and fell and now I'm at his stage. Okay, I'm done apologizing. Let's go to the next song. Alright, so I've talked about Olivia Rodrigo before on this channel. I think my favorite song of hers is Deja Vu. It's up there with Driver's License. It might be a tie, but I think I like it that much. It kind of makes you think about like how there are some things that you do that were introduced to you by like an ex or an ex-friend or something. Like, that's definitely applied for me. She's not really talking about it in the way of like it's because you miss me, but more so in the way of like I made you. I feel like, yeah, there's things that just kind of stay with us that people in our lives that are no longer in our lives for one reason or another showed us. More, I guess I should more so say people that we don't get along with anymore. People we don't talk to anymore. But you know, I'm always going to be on the side of, yeah, fuck your ex, girl. Especially because it's such an interesting situation. Like, you know who her ex is and you know who his girlfriend is. Are they even still together? I just love teenage angst, you know? And I love seeing a brown girl in this space. Like, this whole genre of music is really dominated by white people. And I just love seeing a brown girl, like, so high up in this genre. It speaks to me, a brown girl who liked to listen to rock because she's so fucking interesting. You know, those Latinxes that tell you, oh, you're like a rocker, huh? Or you're like a rocker or something, huh? You're like, I guess. The next song is Pick Up Your Feelings by Jasmine Sullivan. I love this song. It's so fun. It's so like, yeah. I'm really doing a bad job at describing these songs, aren't I? I just love her voice. I just love like everything about the song, like the instrumentals, the chorus. I love the chorus. I think my favorite genre of music is just people that sing like rizz-uh do. I just love vocals. I just love when people sing like they got something to prove, or even like the instrumental people play like they got something to prove. I really liked the concept of Hotels as an album. I mean, I liked the album itself too, but I really liked the concept of it, of like all these women telling their story and then there being a song about it. Like, I thought that was super cool. Right, the next song is Stoned at the Nail Salon by our Lord and Savior. There's a few songs that I like from Solar Power. I feel like this and Mood Ring is a tie, because I really love her singing in Mood Ring. It's just like an easy listen, and Stoned at the Nail Salon is more sad. And I don't get why people think this album is happy. It's not happy. She's still the sad lord. She just has acoustic guitar, like bubbly acoustic guitar over it. It's just like a sad song, kind of about how life changes, you grow out of things, missing old times. And like, we used to go out and stuff and now we don't anymore, and oh my god, it makes me sad, and you know, like that kind of stuff. Especially when she says like, all the songs you love at 16 you'll grow out of. It kind of makes you think about, or am I gonna grow out of everything that I love at this very moment? And that's kind of sad to think about. Like, I mean, it's life. It's natural, you know, for us to just grow up from things and just move on to a different chapter. At one point you were satisfied with everything that made you happy, and then a few years pass and you realize, I never go to those things for happiness anymore, you know? That could be a good or a bad thing. I'd be lying to you if I said that Solar Power was my favorite album from her. It's not. But I don't think it was like terrible. But there's definitely some really good songs on there. I think my favorite album, you know, it's a tie. It is a tie between her other two albums. I don't know which one to pick. I know Danny is like melodrama all day. I don't know. They both have their purpose, you know, especially with Pure Heroine coming out when I was in high school and loving it at the time, and I still love it today. It kind of just reminds me of high school. And usually when albums remind me of high school, it's not a good thing. But I don't know, something about this kind of reminds me of like warm weather, getting excited because the school year is about to end, because I think that's what was going on around the time that it, like, at least that I heard it. So I don't know, but I feel like a lot of the songs on Melodrama really just hit me, like hit me over the head, like what Ashtray did in Euphoria, like hit me. I probably like Melodrama a little more. Alright, this next song, we're going to talk about my girl, Miley Cyrus's cover of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. So I've realized that I'm kind of tired of Metallica, but also of like some of that genre, you know, like classic metal, 80s kind of stuff. Like, I'm kind of tired of it. And the funny thing about Metallica is that I used to love Metallica. I used to listen to them a lot. And now if I hear another one of their songs, I kind of want to jump out the window. And I'm not saying that I dislike the entire genre. And I don't know if it's because it just got played out too much, or if my taste simply changed. I think it's a little bit of both. But Miley Cyrus did one of her many covers. She did phenomenal. Like, I love Miley Cyrus. I saw her at Lala in 2021, and I just want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it because it was so much fun. Like, I technically have seen her before. This is gonna sound funny, but I saw the Cheetah Girls in concert in 2006, and their opening act was Hannah Montana. Not Miley Cyrus, but I mean, she might have come out as Miley Cyrus at one point, but Hannah Montana was their opening act. But you know, I've never seen her like beyond her Disney days until Lala. I did cry. Like, it really felt like I was giving my child self a hug. Plastic Hearts is one of my favorite albums, and so that's definitely like what I was really excited to hear. But she also played songs, like some of her old songs, like Seven Things, and that's when I cried, is when she played Seven Things. I was singing and I was crying, and it was just one of those things. I get emotional now to We Can't Stop because that's the song she opened with. She played a bunch of covers, and it was cool because she played covers of songs that I listened to a lot in high school, like Where Is My Mind by the Pixies, Say Hello to Heaven by Temple of the Dog. It felt very weird to like see her perform that because I'm like, whoa, like I'm seeing Miley Cyrus, someone I was obsessed with as a child, and she's playing songs that I liked as a teenager, and now I'm here as an adult. Like, it was so fun. I would see her again. Like, there's kind of very few artists I would see again because I hate crowds, but for her, yeah. And even at Lala, like, it's outdoors. It was pretty spread out. We stayed away from people, but I would see her again. She's so fun. And on her cover of Nothing Else Matters, it features a lot of artists. Like, a lot of people did Metallica covers. For some reason, I forgot why. And I just love the way that she sings metal songs. She has a really nice voice for it. Elton John was on the piano, and then there were other people featured that were like playing the instruments and stuff. Her Tiny Desk also, if you haven't seen it, I think that also came out in 2021. And I could not stop listening to her cover of Fade Into You. Like, I searched up that video all the time just to hear that song because it's obviously not on Spotify. It's just such a beautiful cover. And I just feel like it's really nice to kind of grow up with Miley Cyrus. You know, because seeing her as an adult, as someone who's been following her for a long time, it kind of just warms my heart. I feel like we just grew up together, even though she has no idea who I am. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel proud. Okay, the next song is All Too Well, 10-minute version, Taylor's version, From the Vault by Taylor Swift. Listen, man, I need to start off by apologizing to the Swifties because I had internalized misogyny, therefore I thought that I hated Taylor Swift and like any female artist ever. Like, I'm really glad that I've grown up from that. I do still stand by the fact that I do think Taylor Swift has some bad songs. I feel like she's an artist who you're not going to her for her vocals. You're not going to her for her range. She's not like a voice like Mariah Carey or even like Ariana Grande. She just sings. She just sings, and people like her because her songs are very, very relatable. And she just seems like your everyday kind of girl, even though you know she's super rich. But, you know, she kind of gives off that vibe that a lot of people are really attracted to. And All Too Well, I heard it on SNL. I had heard about the song, you know, people were making memes on Twitter and stuff, but that was the first time I heard it. And I knew that it was 10 minutes long, so I was really surprised SNL let her play such a long song, but she only had one SNL performance for that episode. But I found myself fascinated. I was like, you know what? I kind of woke up. Like, I got up, I was woke, and I was like, I've been a little too hard on Miss Swift, you know? I felt so much so that I went back and I listened to Folklore and Evermore. Because based on how people were describing Folklore and Evermore, it seemed like this kind of indie, almost folk albums. And I was like, you know what, I think I would like that. And I really do. I like Folklore better than Evermore, but I really, really like both the albums. I think that Taylor Swift knows how to tell a story, and that's another reason why people like her so much. She should honestly write like young adult novels. I love everything about All Too Well, even the length. Like, I love long songs, and it never feels long, you know? It's just very captivating and gripping the entire time. You're like really listening to what she has to say. And to all the people that were saying fuck all too well because she's talking about a 3-month relationship, you're mean. You're very mean, okay? I've been in short relationships where I felt way too strongly for them, so please. It just happened, okay? Like, were we supposed to know they'd be short? Like, please. Also, I love the music video. Like, that scene where they're fighting was improvised. Hello? It was so good. Like, knowing that it was improvised made watching it so much better. Like, I was like, there's no fucking way that they just came up with that. Like, genius. All right, the next song is How Not to Drown by Churches featuring Robert Smith. I love this song. I love the way that it sounds. I like the narrative of the song, even though I will say, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean, like, king? Kill the king, kiss the ring. Like, is this medieval times? But she has like some cool lines in there of like, I wasn't scared when he caught me, look what he taught me. Like, I thought like lines like that were kind of cool. And Robert Smith sounds really, really good. He just sounds the same as like before. Kind of fascinating. I will say some of these songs I didn't listen to like the entire album. Like, I didn't listen to the Churches album. I didn't even listen to Red. I think I just saw that it was long and I was like, oh, I don't know, you know, but definitely let me know if you have heard these albums, if you think that they're worth listening to. I wish that there was an app like Letterboxd, but for music and for shows and for books. Like, Letterboxd is only movies. I just wish that that existed. Like, I know there's Goodreads for books, but something about Goodreads I don't like. I don't know what it is. I know that I need to include a Doja Cat song in here. The thing is, I don't know which one to pick. Like, I did listen to Planet Her, and I really liked Planet Her. I just don't know what my favorite song is. It's kind of hard. Like, of course I liked Kiss Me More, and I didn't get tired of it even after hearing it, like, all summer. As soon as I heard that song, I was like, this song's gonna be everywhere this summer. Like, I could tell. I really like Get Into It. Yeah. I also really liked Need to Know and Love to Dream. Like, I don't know which Doja Cat song to highlight for this video. I guess just to pick one, I would say Kiss Me More, because I would just say it's a crowd pleaser song. I really like SZA's verse on that song, and it's just a fun listen. Like, it's just easy listening every single time, and I think that it will be for years. This foundation is so weird. This is the Dear Dahlia Skin Paradise Sheer Silk Foundation. I don't think this foundation is sheer at all, and I think it's also kind of light. Next song. Everybody that I've ever met watched Inside from Bo Burnham. I did like it. I wish the songs were longer. You know, like, I don't know if that's a common thing that people have been saying, but I feel like as soon as you get to the best part of the song, it ends. My favorite one is Content. Like, the very first song I think that he plays. It really kind of built up hype for the rest of the special. And it's not that the songs on the rest of the special were bad, but he like played the best song right away. I did also like Besos 1, which again I feel like was too short. This is an unpopular opinion, but I didn't really like All Eyes on Me. I think I didn't like how the voice sounded very distorted. Like, if it was his normal voice, you know, I probably would like it more. I noticed that everybody fucking loves All Eyes on Me, and I'm kind of like, I thought it was okay. Like, some people were saying, this song made me cry. I'm like, what? But yeah, I did like, and there's other songs that I liked on Inside. Like, I liked White Woman's Instagram, Welcome to the Internet. But my favorite was Content. And especially with the Queen influence of that song. It's like, maybe that's why I like it so much, because it sounds like I Want to Break Free by Queen. I've talked about Silk Sonic before. I said that they were going to be the duo of the summer, and that was a lie. Because their album didn't come out until November? Was it November? And it technically came out earlier than it was supposed to. Their album wasn't supposed to come out until this year, but I don't know if they got like bullied into putting it out sooner. I would say my favorite song off of the album is Smoking Out the Window. Again, just singing like rent is due. Singing like you're in pain. I love it. I hope they come to Lala. Even though like their album is all that they have. So it's like they literally have to do like a 30-minute set unless they do like their own individual songs. But Smoking Out the Window, like as soon as I heard Anderson .Paak say, "Oh no," I was like, yeah, this is a banger. Like it was overwhelming. A lot of sounds are not unique. Like if you do a sound inspired by a decade, like no, it's not unique, but like you could still do it wrong. Like doing it right still kind of is like appreciated. I was kind of surprised to hear Bruno Mars say bitch. And I had thought that I had never heard him say bitch before, but that's a lie. He says it in 24 Karat Magic, right? My mom was like, I didn't like that he said bitch. Well, the B word is what she would have called it. So these songs up until this point were in no particular order. However, I saved the best for last. This is the song that I think is the best song of 2021. It came a little later in the year, but I still think that it would have had the impact it had on me had it come out in January. The song in question, I wonder if you could guess who the artist is. Guess the artist. It's a big artist that I have not mentioned up until this point. The song is Love is a Game by Adele. Hello. I have woken up, I have risen, I have levitated up to the ceiling. Hello. I unintentionally said hello. The song is beautiful. Okay, I listened to 30, and I do like 30 as an album. I really, really like 30 as an album. I listened to it like at, 4 or 5 in the morning. And then Love is a Game comes on. And especially the ending of Love is a Game, listening to it, and I'm like, it's the last song on 30. And it's the best song of the year. Like, people don't pay attention to how to start an album and how to end an album. And Adele ending an album with the fucking banger that is Love is a Game. Me and all my homies are crying, hyperventilating. And honestly, I don't think Love is a Game is getting her flowers. And that is actually a crime, and I will be reporting, because it's not that the other songs are not good, they are. It's just like, how can you ignore Love is a Game? The fucking backup vocals, like, it took me a while to listen to that song without tearing up. Okay, this song really had an impact on me. It made me tear up like every time for a while. Again, Rent is Due, In Pain, Because Rent is Due. Like, it's such an emo song. I will never love again, and everybody that falls in love is a fool. And why would you do that to yourself? And, why would you inflict that pain? Like she says, self-inflict that pain. Adele is emo, okay? Adele is emo music, fight me. Something about, like, the beginning of the song and the end of the song kind of reminds me of a Christmas song. I think it's just like the way that the strings are or something. And then the way that the backup singers like harmonize at the end. Something about it reminds me of Christmas music, which is funny because I don't hate Christmas music as much as I used to, but I'm not out here like Santa Claus. Like, I'm not... I literally shared that song on my Instagram like twice. Well, my personal Instagram. It's where I like shit post and stuff. Love is a Game by Adele. Song of the year? Song of the year, okay. I know that St. Vincent had an album. Tinashe. I honestly haven't heard Tinashe's music before, but I know that a lot of people like her, so I've been meaning to listen to it. A lot came out that I'm aware of, but just didn't listen to. So definitely tell me like what your favorite songs that were released in 2021 were. Since I still have some makeup to do, I think it would also be fun to talk about my Spotify Wrapped. All 5 of my top songs were not released in 2021, so I think it would be interesting to see some more musics. Right, the 5th song I've mentioned before, it's Until You Come Back to Me. That's What I'm Gonna Do by Aretha Franklin. Again, just the backup vocals on this song, the Rent is Due and I'm in Pain types of singing that Aretha is doing. It's a sad song. It's like a I Miss You song, but also kind of like you're taking this too far. I couldn't get enough of this song. It's another one of those songs where it's like, oh, me and all my homies are crying. If you're happy with your life and your choices, literally leave this room. Like, it's, that kind of genre. Number 4 is Plastic Hearts by Miley Cyrus. The entire album might be like scattered around like the entire playlist because it came out more towards the end of 2020. There wasn't really enough time for me to like have that song high up for my 2020 favorites. At least like most played. I really liked her performance of it on SNL. I loved hearing it at Lala's so much. It's one of those sad songs that are fun. Like, it's upbeat, but she says things like, I just want to feel something because I've been feeling nothing all night long. And you're like, yeah! Number 3 is a song that was on my 2020 top 5 too. It's Ode to the Mets by The Strokes. Again, this is the last song on The New Abnormal. The New Abnormal is one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, 2020 fucking delivered. Like, did we deserve 2020's music? The answer is no. The Strokes is probably my favorite band. Like, I don't know if I have a favorite band, but I feel like if I had to pick, it would be The Strokes. I just find them very enjoyable, like just easy listening. I like a lot of their songs. I don't know if I can say I've heard every single song. I have listened to quite a few of their albums in full, and I love Julian Casablancas' solo works as well as Albert Hammond Jr. They're at least pretty high up there. Ode to the Mets is one of those songs that I would do on karaoke. I know it would make everybody uncomfortable, but I would still do it. Like, something I really appreciate about The New Abnormal is that it really showed Julian's vocals more. He's portrayed his vocals in like his solo works, but never really in The Strokes. The Strokes was just like, I can play the guitar. But he really kind of like did both on The New Abnormal, which I loved. My time had come. It's just so good. So good. I love Not the Same Anymore. Ode to the Mets, At the Door. I love At the Door. Like, just good. Very, very good. I've seen The Strokes at Lolla before, and a lot of people thought that Julian was high, of course, but he's actually been clean for like a few years. I read an article where he said that the first 4 years of him being clean felt like a hangover. So that's must have been really, really hard. I think he was, trying to be clean from alcohol. So I don't know if he like smokes weed or anything, but I commend him for that because I'm sure that that wasn't easy. All right, so my top 2 songs are from the same band, and I knew that I listened to these songs a lot, especially because the band broke up in 2021. But I was really surprised, especially at my top song. I was like, really? That's my top song? But I guess. The second song is Touch by Daft Punk featuring Paul Williams. Before Daft Punk broke up, this was already a song that kind of sounded like saying goodbye to me. Like, I could see this fitting a funeral. Like, it's really, something about it just kind of sounds like I am leaving Earth and talking about like the things in life that gave them the most feelings, I guess you could say. And then at the end of the video that they posted saying, hi, we're breaking up, that song is playing at the end. So I was like, I fucking knew it. You know, but I'm really sad that they broke up. Like, I would love to see them live. The Daft Punk is also Danny's favorite band of all time. And we've talked about seeing them live. He's like, they're the one band I would spend ridiculous amounts of money for, like people do for like Taylor Swift or something, or Adele. Especially because the last time they came here was Lolla 2007. I was about to turn 10. He was 13, so we were very, young and didn't really know anything about Lolla, really. Lolla 2007's lineup is really, really like perfect, by the way. Amy Winehouse was there. I don't really see them as the kind of band that will do a reunion tour. Like, I just think that they're like, no, we're done. We're done, because they never talk. I'm not even talking about because they wear their helmets. No, they're very, very private people. Touch is a very beautiful song. I love the instrumentals. I really love like the narrative of the song. I think the strings on that song are super beautiful. It's just one of those songs that kind of hits you, but you don't really know why it's hitting you. Because again, it just sounds like I'm saying I am leaving this earth and I'm going somewhere else because I need something more. And my top song that I played in 2021, which is by Daft Punk, is One More Time. which I was shocked that One More Time was my top song of the year, but it kind of makes sense because it's like when they broke up, I was listening to their music a lot, but more specifically, I was listening to Discovery. Discovery is also like one of my favorite albums ever. They knew what they were doing when they made the album intro. Like, are you fucking for real? But I think I also like was listening to that song a lot on its own because I think it has one of the best intros that a song has ever had. How does it not just exude joy? It's one of those songs that everyone knows, but it's like, but do you appreciate it? I've watched their set from Lolla 2007, and they knew to play the intro for this song. Because if you've never like watched their live sets before, they don't just play song beginning to end, next song beginning to end. Like, it's a mix of their songs, and with them being Danny's favorite band, it was like a lot to process when they broke up. He sent me the video. He sent me like an article and then the video, I think. And I was like, oh my god, are you okay? And he's like, I haven't slept. Really, he just hadn't slept because insomnia. But and then I told my mom, Daft Punk broke up. And her reaction was, is Danny okay? Well, that's it. Those were my favorite songs that came out in the year 2021, and then my top played songs in 2021. You guys like my look? I wear green eyeshadow a lot. Again, tell me your favorite songs. Tell me your Spotify Wrapped. If you're wondering who my top artists were, it was The Strokes, Gorillaz, Miley Cyrus, Daft Punk, and Kanye West. The Gorillaz, I was kind of surprised that I had listened to them that much, but maybe it was because like I was on a Demon Days kick and I was listening to a lot of songs off that album. But yeah, 2022 is already looking good with Dawn FM by The Weeknd. That album is precious. I love it so much. I think my favorite song is Out of Time. I think it is. Like, it's just so good. And I love the concept of it. And anyone that thinks the album cover is ugly is mean. Okay, I love his love for special effects makeup. Like, if you don't follow Pro Ren Effects on Instagram, that's who does his makeup. And I like, no other artist is doing that. You know, no other artist is like using prosthetics and stuff for like their album covers or their live performances. Like, that's really cool. I like that he does that. And I've been really getting into The Weeknd lately with After Hours and now Dawn FM. I've also heard the FKA Twigs album that just came out is actually super good, so I'll probably give that a listen. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop talking because I could talk about music all day. Literally, like, challenge me. I could probably do it. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll put my Spotify top songs playlist in the description. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Gabrielle rizz-uh, and thank you so much for watching as well. You've been a lovely audience, and I'll talk to you later.